Hello, in this video we're going to do a monopoly profit maximization problem where the monopolist receives a subsidy from the government. This monopolist faces an inverse market demand given by the following equation. Marginal revenue is just going to be the inverse market demand with a slope that is twice as steep. So instead of 10 minus 1/2 Q, it's going to be just 10 minus Q. And marginal cost equals 1. Now let's suppose that the government provides the monopolist a $9 per unit subsidy. We want to solve for the profit maximizing outcome. First thing we'll do is we're going to calculate the monopolist revenue with the government subsidy. So revenue with the subsidy, and that's what this subscript S represents, is the price times quantity, so just regular revenue, plus the revenue associated from the government subsidy, where S will represent the $9 per unit subsidy times the number of units that the monopolist produces. So going on top here then, we're going to substitute in for P the 10 minus 0.5 Q, and that's all multiplied by Q. And then we have the revenue associated from the per unit subsidy, the amount of the subsidy times Q. Simplifying a little bit. Next, we'll get the marginal revenue with the subsidy, taking the derivative of the revenue equation with respect to output. We get 10 minus Q plus 9. And that'll just simplify to 19 minus Q. One thing to note here is that the marginal revenue with the subsidy will just simply equal the regular marginal revenue without the subsidy plus the amount of the subsidy. So in other words, the marginal revenue with the subsidy will be the marginal revenue plus S, in this case $9. Anyways, to finish this problem, we're going to just set marginal revenue equal to marginal cost, where marginal cost is constant at $1, and solve for Q. The monopolist will produce and sell 18 units. To get the price, we're going to plug this 18 back into the inverse market demand. So making our substitution of Q equals 18 into the inverse market demand, the monopolist will sell these units to the consumer at $1 per unit. Buyers will pay $1 per unit. As for the monopolist receives this dollar from the buyer and then receives a $9 government from the subsidy. So overall, the monopolist is making $10 per unit, $1 from the consumer and $9 from the government. The subsidy costs the government. So it's the size of the subsidy times the number of units, $162 in this example. Okay, that's it. I hope you found this video helpful.